Well, it's about time I made this monstrous video of vital information for Empoleon's combo game. My Sceptile one in comparison is more tame, so allow me to cut to the chase and get into Empoleon's character-specific combos. Let's begin on what it means to royally mess up individual enemies on the battlefield. Focusing on Empoleon's main wall combo, which is his flashiest and strongest time to deal damage, there are a lot of ways to convert into these combos, such as cut and steel wing, so I will focus on what works afterward. For the most damage, 2 hold X into 5Y gets the job done, into the rest of this mess of a notation. For those confused, 2 hold X literally just means hold the X button. This will transition Empoleon into a sliding stance. You can also pause here to understand what these notations mean. Anyway, this hit after the initial wall splat is the only part that usually changes within this bread and butter combo. Certain characters will go under Empoleon and cross up after the 2 hold X, thus making these combos impossible. Looky here for which characters this works on. This will be how I show each of these character-specific situations, so get used to seeing a partly blurred out character select screen. Now, the good thing about this wall combo is the fact that you can omit the 2 hold X and go for 5Y right away on characters the other route failed. This is slightly weaker, but means you can still get good damage on characters like Machamp where the 2 hold X combo would fail. The characters this works on overlaps a bit with the prior route, but why would you go for that for less damage unless you weren't accustomed to it? That said, some characters like Scizor fail in this 5Y follow-up, but not when done with 2 hold X, so I am begging you to grow accustomed to it. The only character that neither of these combos work on is Chandelure, so this weaker combo on low wall splats is the most you'll be getting for shifting, at least for easier combos. I'll get into something else a bit later. You can also go for this side swap on most characters by using JY after 2 hold X. This allows for a 6xY into level 3 Aqua Jet and Rock Smash for the defense debuff while placing them at the opposite corner. Of course, I am mentioning this in a character specific combo video, so certain characters won't actually be crossed up during this, but it's a low PSP combo to reset them, so it has its uses. Getting off the wall for now, Empoleon has a few counterattack combos for optimal damage. These all start out with counterattack into 5Y hold X and stunning them with 5X. The more I mention notation, the more crazy I feel like I'm sounding. So, this first branched off combo uses Ice Beam into JY after the 5X before finishing off with the following attacks. Remember to hold the A button during Ice Beam, it's just like 2 hold X. Due to Empoleon jumping out of the slide, this doesn't work on extremely short characters. The shortest this works on is Breaksin, but only with 1 JY hit connecting, so you can see how tight it is. This isn't character specific, but I would recommend this combo route that works on everyone for the shorties, including Breaksin, since JY hitting only once means the universal route does more damage. Also related to JY real quick, but level 3 Aqua Jet on default will combo into it after a surf cancel on those same taller characters, except Breaksin this time. So Lucario's height and taller may be hit by the 0 PSP reset that leaves Empoleon plus on block at worst, or a knockdown with a debuff if they press a button during the Rock Smash. Please ignore the fact that Sceptile, Suicune, and Machamp can jump Rock Smash here for some reason. Back to counterattack, using 4X after 5X allows for several branching paths for combo routes, such as this 2 hold X into JY route, which works on many of the bigger bodied fighters. You can also opt to go for 5Y after the 2 hold X. Aqua Jet will be level 3 after 5Y and a select few characters, allowing for a defense down via Rock Smash. Those are the main CA combos, but 4X itself has its own routes when it doesn't have to worry about CA or 5X using PSP. After a 4X, you can go for the same combos as the CA ones, such as JY into 6Y. With less PSP, you can actually go for the full 6YY to get level 3 Aqua Jet. At this point, you're able to go for Rock Smash or do a snazzy optimal where no follow-up is performed after Aqua Jet before doing 2Y into another Aqua Jet and cut. Pretty neat combo to say the least. It's like the only optimal where you don't do a follow-up after level 3 Aqua Jet. As for the 5Y into level 3 Aqua Jet route, canceling into JY before doing Defog Waterfall will net the most damage. Or you can still use Rock Smash to reset them with a debuff. Sometimes you want to do this if you want to go for chip damage from Steel Wing. As for new routes after landing just 4X, something you notice with the counter combos is that shorter characters got it a bit easier, but they aren't exempt from these full combos. After 4X, Empoleon is able to combo 5Y into Defog on many small fries. This lets you combo into 6YY after JY for a debuff, or this loop here to breach 200 damage. I'd recommend doing the Rock Smash route most of the time unless there is no room to do it. You could go for Waterfall anyway if you want to damage, but this way you still push them towards the corner. This combo doesn't work on other characters because they get knocked down before Defog even connects. So if you do 2 hold X 5Y defog instead, you'll still get this on most of the cast. The reason this combo won't work on some characters is due to how they'll cross over Empoleon or still get knocked down before defog hits. For the former, those are usually the ones that are getting hit by the previous combo I mentioned. This 2 hold X route does more damage than just the 5Y route, but since 2 hold X grants one more hit to the precious hit counter, you can't finish off with Rock Smash unless you were to miss a JY hit. That's pretty hard to do consistently, so the damage route is the way to go here. Between all 4 of these combos after 4X, only one character will have all of these fail. Chandelure returning once again, a weird hurtbox to surpass Empoleon's combos, or so you might think. You could go for the universal combo of 8Y, Drill Peck, Waterfall, but that weird hurtbox will be to Empoleon's advantage with this 5Y, Hold X, JY route. The JY projectiles hit so late between each other for some reason here that level 3 Aqua Jet has time to connect, allowing a side swap Rock Smash combo. 4X has a lot of fun character specific combos, and there's more you can do if you were to get 5X as a starter. Or even 2 Hold X 5X. Or 5Y Hold X 5X. I'm sounding more and more incomprehensible. Basically, there are a lot of subtle differences this will make via the amount of hits or PSB each move adds, but you can still perform similar combos for damage or debuffs, and I think we've talked about these routes long enough. Let's be a bit spicy and go back to the wall. On low wall splats via Cut or Steel Wing, using 8Y will allow 2Y weirdly enough to connect. You then perform the following, which is a bit tougher than the regular combo. This nets a whole 1 more damage compared to the normal Steel Wing route, but it's notable that this works on Chandelure when the other wall combos would drop. On double Steel Wing hits, it also becomes much more powerful and worthwhile to go for, reaching 290 damage at max. Sometimes this final Aqua Jet will be a bit awkward depending on the character, but even if you don't go for it, it's still going to reach 280 plus damage easily, which is a lot more than the universal route. That said, characters Braixen's height or smaller will avoid one of the 8Y hits, causing less damage overall. I would go for the normal 2 Hold X combos for these characters. Now that I've stated all the various combo routes for 1 or 2 options, these next couple of combos will be either specific situations or smaller combos that are good to keep in mind. For example, did you know Empoleon 6YY will combo into level 3 Aqua Jet against certain characters on ground hits? Usually, level 2 is the most you'll receive, but characters like the Mewtwo's are launched further or just have weird hurt boxes when hit here to combo into level 3 for damage or debuffs. 6YY is awkward to use in neutral, but of course, a counterattack or 5X starter will grant these types of combos. Also, please never make my mistake of doing this on the Mega Mewtwo's. Their hurt boxes change in burst mode, so this only lands level 2 Aqua Jet. Up next, let's talk about JX. Like 2X, holding the button lets Empoleon slide, but against the wall, the optimal doesn't utilize this. It's so plus that 2X combos after a non-sliding JX. This works on every character at the wall, but certain characters will be hit by 2X even from mid-screen despite how far they slide away. A surprising amount in fact. Empoleon will be able to not commit to a slide while still popping off with a damaging combo on these characters. Do note you have to be close to the opponent for it to work. Going on to this move that is bad clearly, Steel Wing. Steel Wing has a boatload of character specifics on how to land the double hits. For on block, these matter a lot by height and angle, but for the purposes of this video, and for bullying a grappler, here's how to double Steel Wing on Charizard. It's really that simple and easy. You are more plus the lower a double Steel Wing is done, so you are essentially plus 8 on block while dealing 90 chip damage here, without a defense debuff by the way. This also works on fellow thick Kanto starter Blastoise. Mega Gengar, and only Mega Gengar, is another victim since Gengar's hurtbox change in burst is a war crime. It should be clarified that this is if you hold forward during a slide jump, since Empoleon flings himself forward with more momentum. This is also helpful for ensuring double Steel Wings on hit, though many characters still won't be double hit with this. I am unsure how this is affected since skinny and thicker characters alike will get hit twice, but short ones won't. But then Mega Gengar won't get double Steel Winged on hit, but regular Gengar will? Oh, and also, on Blastoise, Suicune, and Aegislash, you don't even need the slide. Just jump forward for funny double Steel Wings on hit, though not on block, unless it's the right angle of course, so this is still a bit risky. Now, let's rapid fire through some last few notable and funny ones. Hydro Cannon won't combo into 2-hold X or 5Y right at the wall against these 4 characters because they wall splat too low. On the break side, Hydro Cannon can combo into another Hydro Cannon at the wall, whether by using 2-hold X into Hydro Cannon against these 3 particular characters, or doing 5Y hold X into Hydro Cannon on all of these other guys. Lots of damage for a non-phase shift, or for combos where PSP was used prior. Up next is a character-specific situation and not so much a combo. Drill Peck will launch and knock down mid-screen only for Machamp. This allows for you to get JY Oki on the dumb grappler. You can normally do this on every character in the cast with momentum from sliding or being at the wall, but Forearms here is wide and weird enough to get hit by Drill Peck's final hit anyway from mid-screen. Exclusively to burst Empoleon, this Aqua Jet comboing the JX doesn't work on Darkrai, but it works for everyone else. Suicune is awkward sometimes since if you do it too early, it will also fail, so slightly delay when you use the JX. And finally, you can hit the Mewtwo's with one hit of a Rising JY because they are so tall, be punishable on hit, and I find that hilarious. Fish for this in bracket Empoleon mains, I dare you, especially if you will win the round off of it. That is that though. There are certain combo routes or situations Empoleon has that I didn't mention, such as this 4X 5Y default combo at the wall, but they either weren't very practical in an actual match, or weren't funny. Here's who this one works on anyway, since I'd feel bad otherwise for teasing it. Smile. Hoping this video guide exhibited Empoleon's excellence in expressive combos and answered some questions to mains wondering why certain combo routes failed on specific characters. See you all next time for more Pokken and more reasons why Empoleon is a bottom 6 character.